spread it around, it's not going to be in a lump sum. It's a little hot, but it's not hot hot. It's hot enough for you and I to handle. Soapy water on that so it'll soak. Now, I'm going to put olives, black olives. Stay on there.
Looks beautiful.
Thank you. It's fun. You can make faces for the kids if you want to. A clown face or a happy face. You know, have them feel like they're participating in the food. And they'll remember it. They won't forget. And they'll end up being pretty good cooks. They won't be so helpless when they get out on their own. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're going to save some of these olives for the salad that we're going to make. Throw this out. Okay. So this is el burrito. You can see it. Now, we're going to do this wonderful cheese that Sonia Sophia's been whittling on. This is grated cheddar and Monterey Jack, which is my favorite from Soycause. You want a lot of cheese. Have a good time with the cheese. Soy is very good for you when it's not altered. We're almost done. Have to use all the cheese we can. Kind of seals it up. Press it down. Okay, and I'm going to sprinkle some garlic salt over the top. Take this foil out of the way so you can see it. And I'm going to dribble it with a little tiny bit of olive oil. Extra light olive oil, which is my favorite. It's almost gone. I got to get another bottle of it.
And what does that do?
It gives the soy cheese moisture, whereas cow cheese has moisture. It's not good for you, but it has moisture. So, I'm going to put this in the oven at 400. And I'm guessing about 15 minutes. We'll see if that number turns out to be right. If not, we'll change it. And I put foil over the cookie sheet so you won't have a mess on the cookie sheet. I'm going to rinse these off. Sophia that often. She lives in Orange County. So we have to do it with the time zone that we're allotted. And it's so pretty up here today in Idlewild. The sun is shining and it's not too hot. And you keep tossing the salad to where you see it start to marinate the greens. And what I always suggest you do, if you have a fussy child that kind of hooked on sweets and you're trying to get them off, take a little bit of agave in the marinated and put a teaspoon of agave in it. And then, if they like ranch dressing, give them a little bit of ranch dressing over this oil and lemon juice. So you'll get the child to start having good eating habits. And you have to get them gradually to do that. Wash my hands. Okay, I think pizza should be pretty much ready to pull out of the oven. So we'll stick this here and we'll dish that up. And we'll dish up the pizza. Okay, pizza's ready. So I'm going to pull it out of the oven. And voila, you will see what it looks like. some of the oil that I poured over the cheese. And the meat, the veggie meat we have, pepperoni, is gathering around the edges of the cookie sheet. Can you smell it?
We need to create a
Smell-o-vision.
smell-o-vision.
Yes.
Because it smells wonderful.
Okay, I'm going to cut this in squares because it's kind of like a square pizza. We don't care what shape it is.
Oh, salivating.
Well, you have the recipe. You can put any vegetable you want on this, any vegetarian. You know, they even have vegetarian little round discs of pepperoni that you can buy. I think Light Life and Eve's put it out. You can put pineapple on it, veggie chicken, veggie ground round. Okay. Is that big enough for you? I'm going to make sure I got it cut so it doesn't pull. Come on. Yep, here it comes. Okay, give me your plate. And there it comes. If there's any foil, you'll have to pull it off. I'm sorry. But I guess I have to cut it again. There we go. To be tough, I guess. Have to be strong to be a cook. Or an uncook, I guess, too. Okay. Now you can have more. Let's give you the salad. Give you some olives. Some of that juice from the bottom. Let's pour it over there. Okay. I would say bon appetit, but that's another show. Enjoy. Hi again. Well, I'm excited about this recipe today because this is one of my grandson Hunter's favorites. And we're going to use pesto sauce that Progresso does fresh in the refrigerator section. When I get some at the health food store, I'll get that, but I like it this is fresh. So I'm going to pour basil, garlic on this flatbread. Now, if you can get flatbread that it isn't wheat, then I suggest you do. But today we have one that's made of wheat. You just don't want to repeat wheat very often. You spread it around. This comes partially baked. Isn't that pretty? And spread it out to the ends, because you want the ends of the pizza to be full of yummy stuff and not just dead crust. Oh yeah, let's get that out of the way so everybody can see it. I can smell this all the way through the house. I just took the lid off of it and I can smell pesto. Now, besides the tofutti cream cheese, I always keep pesto sauce in my refrigerator. It's sealed. It'll keep for a couple of weeks. And the reason for it is that it makes wonderful pasta. And it makes wonderful pizza. Now the reason why we're doing pesto on this pizza is that it isn't going to argue with your digestive tract. If you put tomato sauce on bread, you'll get a stomachache. You won't digest it. It takes an enzyme to digest the pizza sauce and an enzyme to digest the crust. And they come out and knock each other in the head, and it just works through. That's why you feel so full when you've eaten pizza with tomato sauce. So this is why we use pizza sauce. You're going to find that it's going to be so much more digestible. Now I have a can of Reese's artichoke bottoms, and I cut them in little pieces, bite size, because you don't want the whole one. It'll be too much for your mouth. I'm just spreading these over generously. Well, maybe I better cut that one in half. There we go. And that's the oven telling me it's ready for the pizza. And you can have the kids help you with this. Get them to wash their hands, and they can grate the cheese. Sophia grated my cheese. She changed her name, so I've got to get with the program. And this is soy cause that I've mentioned to you before. And we got both colors. We have Monterey Jack, which is my favorite, and cheddar, which is the kids' favorite. So we're doing this. Now I have some El Burrito, which I love this company. They're so sweet and loving, and they're good. They're delicious. This is crumbled pepperoni, and it's vegetarian. So we're going to put that all over the top before we put the cheese on, because we want the cheese to go on last. Isn't this fun? You can have your kids join you and say, well, you get to put on the olives and you can put on this. You know, their favorite foods. When it comes out, they're going to feel wonderful because they participated in cooking it. And it can be a project you and your kids can do together, especially if you're a working mom. So, I'm going to put the pepperoni on next.
And you sauteed the pepperoni?
Yes, I did. Thank you for suggesting that. I sauteed it in the frying pan. These are brand new frying pans, and I've got to remember not to turn them up so high, so I'm going to have to scrub the bottom out. But I put a little bit of extra light olive oil, which I use, and garlic, and the pepperoni. So I'm going to try to sprinkle it around to where it's evenly distributed.
So that's just olive oil and the El Burrito
pepperoni, olive oil, little tiny chunks of, you can see it, of garlic that I sauteed this in. Try to spread it sparingly because it is spicy, but it is yummy. And when we have this in the oven cooking, then I'm going to make a tossed green salad with homemade dressing for you. So you want the kids to have life force foods when you have something that's baked. So you're going to want them to have a life force salad. Now, I always make the salad base with lemon juice, fresh lemons, and extra light olive oil, some spike seasoning, a little bit of crushed garlic, and a little bit of ground pepper, and a tiny bit of Himalayan salt is what I use, the Himalayan salt. Let's see, the light's hitting my eyes, so I can't see that well. Then we'll put the pan in to soak. Let's get this on the edge. Pardon my fingers. That's a mother's best instrument. Those fingers. Nummy. Just remember, this is El Burrito.
Is it spicy?
It is spicy, but it's good because you're going to spread it around. It's not going to be in a lump sum. It's a little hot, but it's not hot. It's hot enough for you and I to handle. Soapy water on that so it'll soak. Now, I'm going to put olives, black olives. Stay on there.
Looks beautiful.
Thank you. It's fun. You can make faces for the kids if you want to. A clown face or a happy face. Or, you know, have them feel like they're participating in the food. And they'll remember it. They won't forget. And they'll end up being pretty good cooks. They won't be so helpless when they get out on their own. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're going to save some of these olives for the salad that we're going to make. Throw this out. Okay. So This is El Burrito. You can see it. Now, we're going to do this wonderful cheese that Sonia Sophia has been whittling on. This is grated cheddar and Monterey Jack, which is my favorite from Soy Cause. You want a lot of cheese. Have a good time with the cheese. Soy is very good for you when it's not altered. We're almost done. Like to use all the cheese we can. Kind of seals it up. Press it down. Okay, and I'm going to sprinkle some garlic salt over the top. Take this bowl out of the way so you can see it. And I'm going to dribble it with a little tiny bit of olive oil. Extra light olive oil, which is my favorite. It's almost gone. I got to get another bottle of it.
And what does that do?
It gives the soy cheese moisture, whereas cow cheese has moisture. It's not good for you, but it has moisture. So, I'm going to put this in the oven at 400. And I'm guessing about 15 minutes. We'll see if that number turns out to be right. If not, we'll change it. And I put foil over the cookie sheet so you won't have a mess on the cookie sheet. I'm going to rinse these off. We're back and we're going to be making a salad that's going to go with our pizza. And our pizza is in our oven now, and I'm going to check it one more time. A few more minutes. It's going to be yummy. Okay, dry off these tomatoes after I wash them. Use my really sharp knife. Get that out of the way. I love the idea of making tomatoes tiny in a salad because it melds itself. They lend themselves to being part of the dressing. They're so juicy, and these are so beautiful organic tomatoes. And if I cut them small, they're going to be juicier until they're very ripe because they're not stiff. Okay, do the second one. Let's push this over here like so, so it'll go into the bowl. Love little boards like this, cutting boards. Do the second one. Pinch those fingers and then do this. They're getting mushy, but that's okay. They're going to be juicy and they're going to be delicious.
So that's 2 tomatoes?
2 baby tomatoes, organic. And I'm going to put a little tiny bit of lemon juice from the lemon juice you squeezed earlier for the pies. And that's going to marinate the tomatoes. And I'm going to wash this board off. Okay, wipe it off with paper towel. Now I'm going to chop up organic garlic. And I've got a little machine that does this, but I feel like doing it by hand. Makes me feel like a professional chef, but I'm not going chop, 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 chop. I'm doing little chops in my own timing. That's a phantom that came in and moved that bowl. The smaller the better. It's going to be so good in that lemon and olive oil juice. Okay. Put that in there.
It's obvious you love to cook.
Yes, I do. Here we go. A little bit of extra light olive oil. I'm going to stir that with a wooden spoon. Let that marinate with a lemon juice. Now we're going to put some spices in there. Himalayan salt, Swanson carries it. Ground pepper. A dash of garlic salt, not garlic salt, just garlic. And the Vegemite dressing, spice. Okay, this is going to work as a spice too. We're going to do these chives. I use a wash-off scissors. And that's going to marinate in there. Isn't that neat? So pretty. See the colors? Pretty Christmas colors. Or Hispanic or Italian. Mexico or Italy. Okay, now I'm going to put a tiny bit of olive juice in. Organic olives. Chop them up. Let me check on the pizza. A couple more minutes.
Smells wonderful.
Good. The pizza or the salad?
The pizza.
I'm so involved in the salad fixings that I'm not smelling the pizza. I should focus on the oven, I guess. They're stuffed, I think, with feta cheese. Okay, and the rest of the olives from the pizza. Isn't that yummy? Always let that marinate before you put in the greens, and then it'll marinate the greens. That way you have salad. Now this is arugula, which is my favorite green to put in a salad.
Those are all pre-washed?
Yes, organic, all pre-washed. And a little bit of spinach, which is so good for you, that we used for juicing earlier. In case you can't tell, we're filming a lot of these shows all in one day. Because I don't get